Hey, we are live. Welcome to the Shortcut Live, your daily show about consumer technology that's airing every day, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. We've gotten that down. We know the time, right? We're always on time. Is that right, Adam? One of our co-hosts is grappling with a chronic problem every year. It's 2 weeks where the time zone changes in the US and not the UK. So, but first, let's go over our top stories. We got the Galaxy S26 Ultra review. That's coming to you. We just shot some photos last night at a dark, dimly lit bar. And we got some photos to show if they upload on time. Nothing like doing it at the seat of your pants, right? MacBook Neo launch. That just came out today. Apple's new $599 laptop, $499 for all the kiddos in school. So pretty good deal out there. We're going to have some analysis of that. Intel Core Ultra upgrade. So lots of chipset news coming at you these days. Intel is the latest with some advancements. TCL OLED gaming monitor. TCL, not known for their gaming monitors, but now they have one. And then robotic AI chef. So we're always trying to cover AI for the consumer and what it actually means, how it's going to change your life. So that is the latest there. Let's welcome our co-host. We got Max Bondano. We got Kevin Lee. There we go. And we got Adam Jessica. Adam, we were going to wear outfits again, but we decided to just, dress normally to include you.
I like that. I do want to start the show off with an apology. I did watch yesterday's show back. Great show. If you haven't watched it, everyone go back and watch it to celebrate Mario Day. I'll admit something. I don't like doing this, but I did say childish Bambino. But then I immediately said childish Gambino, and I doubled down. But I honestly didn't realize I did it at the time. But no one can say I don't hold myself to high standards, and I'm accountable. Sure. But I will be listening to every mistake you guys make and bringing it up in
Okay, so he just did this so he can brag that he's trying to be humble and and in the most braggadocious way possible.
He did it before we could bring it up again. That's what it is.
That's right. You got to get ahead of these things.
That's very smart. I respect that. The fact that you went back and looked, you re-racked the tape.
He was watching tape. He was training for today.
Yeah,
we're familiar with.
He wanted to know because he thought he was right. That's the thing.
Well, it's a little bit different when Adam does it.
Yeah. Sometimes even the greatest among us can be wrong.
Yeah, and then you can be wrong too. So that's great. I appreciate the forthrightness, Adam. That is great. Oh, let's load up some of the comments. We are streaming on X, which is Twitter, on YouTube, on Substack, and on Instagram, which Instagram is the lonely child of our streaming platforms. But we appreciate everybody who tunes in, and we already have a comment.
The real Robert J. Williams commented, "I made it. I always miss these." Yes.
That's great. Thanks for not just tuning into the playback, but tuning in live. Now I have the comments up. So,
and earned us $1, which is very important. I feel like we have not talked about this for the past few shows. Every time somebody leaves a comment, Matt is forced to give all of his co-hosts $1
each.
Let's try to get to $100 each tonight, guys.
In 200 years. I got a text from your brother because I was asking a bunch of people at a bar some trivia about a football player. And he gets back to me, I guess last night and this morning, and he says, "You owe me a beer." And I can't read the rest of the sentence.
Okay. Did he at least identify the football player?
Yeah, and then he gave me more information because we were going around figuring this out.
Yeah.
He gave me more. He goes, "That's 2 beers." So it runs in your family.
Yeah. The greediness. Everybody wants something from you.
No, fictitious dollars and monetary value.
And beer, evidently. Maybe I should just be asking for beers from you.
Yeah, that's more palpable. And then we
for every comment, Matt knows
go back to the bar.
Well, when you're old enough to drink, Max, that'll pay off in dividends.
Exactly, Adam.
Max, as long as you don't fall asleep in the car on the way to a briefing, which he did yesterday, and I got video of that. So Adam, you're not the only one in trouble who has to make apologies today.
This is why I'm drinking coffee on the stream today.
Speaking of running in the family, my mom said we had a super show yesterday for the Super Mario episode. So now you know where I get it from, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's go over this phone here. This is the Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra. It launches today.
Yep.
Which is usually not a thing. They usually wait till Friday, but they are launching the same day as this MacBook Neo. So Wednesday is now the hot time to launch brand new technology. I wouldn't call this exactly brand new. There's one feature that I just really love, I'm hyped about, and it's the privacy display. You can see it on our review on the website. I call it a pixel level upgrade because it's done on a hardware level. And they turn off certain pixels in a certain direction just to, put it in layman's terms. And you can't see it from a narrow perspective. So as you tilt the phone, you can't see some of the display from what they call that shoulder surfers. So that's a really cool feature. I want that on every phone. It is not part of the iPhone. Samsung Display makes the technology, both the software and the hardware, and it's really, really cool. So I think Apple's going to be several years behind on this, and it's the thing that saves this phone, right? It has some good attributes, but it's also very iterative other than this feature.
I think it's the only saving grace for the marketing of the phone, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like besides Galaxy AI, because AI is everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing to kind of talk about with this phone besides privacy display.
Yep.
I am curious. So we were talking about this a little bit on X under one of your posts. I saw a lot of people were using the S26 Ultra and sort of complaining that the screen, like it mostly looked fine, but like after a while of using it, they would get like a weird eye strain somehow. From and they thought it was from the new panel technology that Samsung's using, because it's a wildly different panel than what we're used to seeing from them.
It is. There's nothing else out there like it.
Yeah. So I'm wondering, did you notice anything like that? Like were your eyes more strained after looking at the screen for a while? Or did you just not notice a difference at all?
I haven't noticed a difference. And it's hard to attribute that stuff to, the causation to that being the problem, right? Yesterday, you mentioned that I switch over to the AirPods instead of the headphones, and my audio was cutting out a little bit. And it's well, was it that, or is that just on the back end, right? So that could be the same situation where if they're oh, my eyes are strained and I upgraded to this new phone, right?
Yeah.
Is that the reason, or
right?
Are you just tired, or you just run through the ringer and your eyes are tired? I don't know. It's going to be impossible to tell. But I haven't experienced any fatigue or anything like that.
Okay. It looks completely normal to you then otherwise?
It looks normal with a caveat that there's two things. It is a little bit dimmer when you turn on the privacy display.
The whole screen dims a little bit?
It's just a tiny bit, but you can't really notice it unless you have an S25 Ultra next to an S26 Ultra.
Well,
okay.
I will say the screen does look different when you switch it on. As soon as you flip it on, it will get a little dimmer. You will notice oh, these pixels are shooting. It's more like the pixels is shooting directly at you versus just filling out the whole screen. It's kind of like that.
Yeah, it's like you got one notch dimmer on the brightness.
Gotcha.
But it's almost imperceptible. And the feature, the ability to kind of shield those texts or have the entire screen or your banking information hidden from someone to your left or right or even top. That is a feature that I think outweighs this minor dimness. Also, in the complete dark, I was in a cab, a taxi in Barcelona. It was dark, and the privacy display feature isn't quite as dim from the side.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, when it's complete darkness or near darkness, right?
Oh.
Okay.
So
does it black out the whole area of the screen still in pitch black? Can you see a little bit of the screen?
it's very faint.
No. Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So it is all it's cracked up to be, but there are moments where you're there's a little caveat that you need to know about.
It isn't completely blacked out all the time. It's like it's there, sort of, kind of, a little bit.
It's a little bit like
barely noticeable.
Super dark gray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. Like you would struggle to find it. You're not blind to it, but you're close to being blind to whatever's on the screen.
Okay.
From the side perspective while you're in the dark.
Yeah.
Because the brightness has to still be bright. They're turning off a lot of pixels, but not all the pixels.
Yeah.
So that's just something I found as I was like going through and testing it out. But yeah, I will have a lot of hands-on photos because always the problem of updating with Android is like getting it over to a computer. They still haven't really fixed that.
The only way that I've ever been able to do it quickly is just going right through Google Photos.
Yeah.
If you download them to your computer from the web app, mostly fine.
Yep. Google Photos right here, just timing out on me. So that's the thing.
Right.
Oh, that's joining a meeting.
I will say, right before we went on the air, Matt turned on the phone and he was just like, "Look at this! I just want to go back to my home screen. That's all I want to do. I just want to go back." And I'm like, "Go back to the home screen, then just swipe up." And he's like, "Nope, can't do that." He swipes up and Samsung Wallet opens, and he was like, "I want to throw this phone against the wall." I'm like, "You can just turn that off."
It's such a good phone, but it comes with these built-in features, and I think that's Samsung wants you to use Samsung Wallet and Samsung Pass.
Oh yeah.
And it's just like, guys, I just want to swipe up and get to the home screen.
I mean, there's a reason why it's the same gesture as like going back home. They're aware that so many people are going to mistake that. They're just going to open it up. But then the app is open on their screen and maybe they'll use it then. Maybe they'll realize, hey, there's a digital wallet on my phone.
There's a better way to go about this. Make good software. And they really haven't. I have a hot take.
Not Samsung. What's your hot take?
I have a hot take.
I don't think it's going to be that hot, but go ahead.
Go ahead. All right. Samsung should make Apple software. And they've struck out again and again. And I've given this advice to them at roundtables, at like one-on-ones. And some of the people are very happy with that advice. They're like, oh, that actually makes sense. A lot of the people in Korea were like, no, it's a pride thing for them. It is, if I take notes on this device and I've switched over from an iPhone, but I'm still a Mac user, I'm not giving up two devices right in a row, right?
Yeah.
That's lunacy, right? I'm not going to switch over to two devices, but maybe I'm like dipping my toe in with a Samsung Galaxy phone, right? They finally got me. They convinced me for some reason, whether I like the foldable or I like this privacy display feature. I think I would switch over one at a time. That's what happened with the iPhone back in the day, right? I got an iPhone, then I'm like, oh, I really like this. Maybe I'll get a Mac, right? Yeah. There's that overlap period where I still had a PC, right? I was still a Windows user. They need to recognize that is a scenario. The phone should be the gateway to investing into their technology, right? A lot of the features you can only do with a Windows computer. My notes, if I'm a Mac user, live and die on this device. I can't transport them to a bigger screen. I can't transport them to an iPad, a Mac, even a Chrome browser.
Yeah.
Same thing with
it's a whole like export situation, and then hopefully you can like import them and they don't look all wacky or something like that.
So many layers. So why are my notes stuck on my phone when I'm like, oh, let me bring up my note? Oh, I can't. Right. So if it doesn't have to be Apple, it could be in Chrome, but I can't access my notes. I can't access my photos. I can't access anything. So if I'm a switcher, I want to be able to have that device. They missed the boat with the Galaxy Ring, right? It doesn't work with iOS devices, right?
Which I think is
eating their lunch.
Are they? Yeah, but Aura is more of like the smart ring for iPhone users. Like,
and it works with Android just fine. Right.
It does. No, it does. It's not like it doesn't. But Samsung's intention, I think, with their wearables is never to be cross-platform. Like the Galaxy Watch does not work with iPhones. You can make a third-party smartwatch that works with an iPhone. You can do that. There's plenty of those on the market. But I think Samsung is just so focused on their own ecosystem.
And I think that's a problem. I think that's why they don't do well with the crossover that they really so desire. So that's just my take.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I think enough people are happy with the Samsung ecosystem just being a phone and a pair of earbuds. Like, I don't think they bother buying anything else. and then they just have whatever laptop is there.
Sure, but they also spend millions of dollars going after the content creators that they actually can't get. Because, like they had everybody in a room, right? This round table, and everybody's using a Mac. But they can't use it to their full advantage to create content. And they're switching back to an iPhone for video because there's easy transferability. So anyway, that's my hot take. Good.
No, I completely agree. I mean, obviously, you guys all know by now I'm using such an aging iPhone, and the new Nothing 4A Pro. I really like the look of that phone. I thought, oh, good price. Maybe that would be a nice upgrade. And then I thought, okay, what do I have to give up to be able to switch back to Android? And I thought, okay, AirDrop. Okay, that's massively useful. I know that Google has like a workaround kind of thing for some Pixel device. But then just simple things like you were saying, like I use my phone a lot to pause the TV while my fiance uses the remote. And just even having that gone, or like you say, the notes and how everything syncs up, it's a really tricky situation because Android is obviously a separate thing from iOS. You have to choose one or the other, really. But you're right, like it really has got to the point now where Apple's done such a good job of making these features that we rely on all the time. Or like even I just completely forgot as well, like my Apple Watch would be dead if I got a new phone, just that. So yeah. And I'd also like to just take us back to what I mentioned at the start of the show, where I apologize for a mispronunciation of a famous musical artist. Now, I'm not petty, but at the same time, I really am. And if you go back to the start of the show and you look at the tear of Matt's review and you read the subheading, you might spot a little typo. There we go.
Good job, Adam, because you are in charge of editing. Like
I never got sent that to edit. Never got sent it to edit. Don't try that on me. I told you I'd come for you.
When I put it in the Slack room, it's up for everybody as I'm quickly going to the website
to make your edits.
I'm so pleased with myself. I'm so pleased. It happened quicker than I thought it was going to happen. I did think I'd have to wait a while until someone messed up, but no, there it was. And I couldn't miss the opportunity to highlight it. So thanks for that.
I don't know.
Wait, for the hands-on review?
No, it doesn't exist. He just made this up.
Adam? That sounds like Adam.
Adam, did you take a screenshot of it?
It's at the start of the show. Just rewatch the footage. He can't escape it, just like I couldn't escape my childish Bambino comment.
So I want to make an apology. This show will not be available in post.
Delete the record.
We got a copyright strike. So it had to be deleted. Sorry, guys.
It is what it is.
Redacted that part of the show.
Well, welcome to the Shortcut episode 35, the Shortcut Live, the show that will never air again. This is a one-time thing. Okay. So take it in, folks.
35 episodes is enough for us. We're done.
Yeah, we're done.
Yeah. We're hanging up. We're gonna hang up the bright red coats. I think that's it. We're for us.
Right.
There was one thing I wanted to ask you about while you were using the S26 Ultra. How many times did you pull out the S Pen?
I would say 3.
3 times. What did you do in those 3 times?
I tested the notes ability.
Yeah.
One time a little scribble.
Yeah.
Just like
do you reckon Samsung
must
have the data of how many people use the S Pen regularly, or do you think it's that low that they're just keeping it in as like a differentiator?
Samsung has the data. They kind of told us at the Galaxy Z Fold 7 launch, because they took it out of that phone, and so we're all like talking to Samsung reps, like, where the hell did the S Pen go? Why did you take it out? Like, this is great to be able to write on such a big screen. And they're like, it's like, I forget what it is. It's like 2% of their user base, I think. It's so
I think they
low.
even said 1 at some point.
They might have said 1.
It was 1 for using the Bluetooth functionality.
Yeah. And so they were just like, nobody uses the S Pen anyway. So and like they wanted to make the phone so thin, they had to take out the digitizer for the pen from the screen. So they were just like, it's fine. Nobody's going to really care. I think reviewers cared a lot. I actually don't know that the general public did. Maybe some people did. But with the Ultra series, at least, it seems like there's more like fanfare. Like there's a far larger following of people using the S Pen on the Ultra series, I think, than the foldables. Right. So I don't know that Samsung's ever going to get rid of it on the Ultra series. They're supposed to be working on a brand new S Pen and like a whole new experience for like S27 Ultra or S28 Ultra. But at least with this one, it's almost like a dumbed down version of the S Pen that was on the S24 Ultra.
It just doesn't do a lot. I'll tell you a story. I invented a feature that they used. By invented, yeah.
Are you kidding?
Max doesn't believe this.
No, I don't at all. But go ahead.
So I was at the first Snapdragon Summit that happened in Hawaii, and there was a Samsung executive at a one-on-one interview, and I had something called LiveScribe. I don't know if you know what LiveScribe is.
LiveScribe?
Yeah, it's a smart pen that has an IR camera at the tip of it, like next to the ballpoint, and it has micro dot paper, like comes with some micro dot paper, right? So looks like a regular pen.
Okay.
Little barrel shape.
Yeah.
But otherwise regular pen. And as you write with the micro dot paper, say you're, in class and someone's giving like a lecture, and you just write like different bullet points, but not the finer details, right? It's recording audio through that pen. There's a little microphone and speaker in it. You can transfer the file to your computer, and then you can go back to either the digital version of what you jotted down with the scribbles or your micro dot paper, your notebook, different notebooks that they sell, and it'll play what audio was being said at the moment you put that scribble down.
Oh.
So what that does, journalists love this or loved it, not enough to save it from getting bought up and dismantled as a company. But what LiveScribe did was create an interactive timeline. So when we go in for these like briefings or these one-on-one interviews, there's a lot of stuff being said. You're trying to listen, but you're trying to record stuff and write stuff down. The guy stopped me from Samsung, and he was like, "Wait, what is that pen, by the way, that you've been using?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's my James Bond pen. It's this LiveScribe thing. It is the ability to," I gave him the spiel, and I was like, "You should put it in the S Pen." And like 2.5 years later, that exact feature was in the S Pen, and it was very cool. And I was like, "Oh." They took the idea and put it inside the S Pen because it's a digitized version. I didn't need the micro dot paper anymore.
Right.
So you could record audio, and I can't show you because whatever I saw was under embargo the other day, but I was using it, and it still exists. They just have never talked about it and never touted it as a feature.
Is it still available on the
still
Ultra?
available.
Okay.
Right. So we had a briefing the other day for some device right when I got back from Barcelona. And now I can tap. It's basically the interactive timeline, because when we go back for an interview or we're scrolling through our notes, our audio notes, you're like, "Oh, that was 5 minutes. No, it was 7 minutes in. Oh, it was like 6.5 minutes in." Yeah. You're trying to find that perfect quote.
Right.
But you could be like, "Good quote," in handwriting.
Yeah. And
then go back and tap it. Oh, super helpful. Anyways, that's the feature that I'm claiming credit for.
I mean, I think it's totally fair that you're claiming credit.
And also, LiveScribe came up with it first. So
yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. All right. All right. Atomic Dog has a comment for us. Let me pull that up. Matt, maybe you said this, but the privacy screen feature can be turned off and run the full screen brightness resolution ? Does this look better? Yes, it can be turned off. It can actually be isolated to certain pixels as well.
Yeah.
So that's what we mean by like the pixel level performance. It's if a notification comes down and you're just blocking texts, that notification will look dim. We actually, I'll fetch a photo for you of it, because it's a photo that Kevin and I took the other day, and he was texting me.
Oh yeah.
And it was the ability. So I'll
we can do a live demo.
No, we cannot.
I'm ready.
No.
Let me see your phone.
Got it. So there's I'm putting that in Slack as it wants to upload very slowly because it's not.
There it goes.
Yeah, there it goes. All right. So there's a privacy screen is on in this photo that's going to pop up in a second. It's on in both instances, right here. And you can see this text message. You can see the text message dead on when it's on, when a privacy display is on. And from the side, that is completely blacked out. That is a great feature.
That's amazing.
And I love it. So yeah, the screen will look a little bit dimmer, but like you can see it, it's full brightness there. It's totally fine. So it's just side by side, you may notice a difference between the S25 Ultra and the S26 Ultra. So otherwise, a very cool phone. It's fast, it's snappy, it's better than the Pixel in terms of performance. I like this phone. It's just very iterative. I got a lot of questions for people who have a S25 Ultra, and they're like, should I upgrade? You know,
right.
Unless you're chasing the best, I think you're fine waiting a year. There's some people who said, I'm debating between the Trifold and this phone.
Holy.
Right?
Yeah, that's wild.
That is wild.
That's a crazy.
We hope to get one in very soon. In the meantime, we're going to be reviewing the iPhone 17e, which is completely different end of the spectrum on phones.
It is. 2 more questions for you.
Yeah, go for it.
Camera quality, any difference compared to last year?
Slight, and it's really circumstantial. Like when we went to the bar yesterday and we were testing dimly lit photos, it's a wider field of view, which helps than that I was testing against the iPhone. But it's also sometimes the iPhone will blow out the highlights in photos.
Yeah.
And then sometimes it won't, and it'll be the opposite. So it's very circumstantial. Year over year, between like if you're upgrading from the S25, you might not notice a difference. It just depends on the shot and what that shot is focusing on. And it's so subjective these days. If you're upgrading from the S24 Ultra, you will notice a difference.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah. So the post-processing is a little bit better.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
okay, cool. Yeah. Second question. Have you used any of the Galaxy AI features?
Yes. Some of them are party tricks. Many of them are party tricks.
Okay.
Like, oh, I ate a slice of the cake. Let me fill in the slice of the cake.
Okay.
Like, who's going to use that besides demoing it to their friend and going, hey, this is pretty cool.
Interesting.
Yeah. So
any of the Perplexity stuff stand out to you at all?
I'm biased against Perplexity a little bit, but only because they rip off.
I had to ask.
Yeah.
I had to ask.
No, like the AI stuff is pretty good. What I think it's going to be helpful for are older people who don't want to wade into the menu and be like, how do I adjust the brightness for something like iStream, which we were talking about before? When you go into a TV settings, or because the LG has this as well, Samsung has this, they're using AI to help people unfamiliar with technology wade through those menus where you're like, I don't know where the display functionality is. Or, I don't know, on a computer, sometimes you're like, oh, I'm in the trackpad setting and I want to adjust the mouse. It's a different setting, menu, submenu. Stuff like that, talking to a chatbot, super helpful. That's what Bixby does on this phone. It is a settings, demystifier in a way.
Yeah. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Did you shoot any footage with the Horizon lock?
I did. I know it's a trendy thing right now.
Yeah.
Which we have to get on. I'll bring in the Triceptor tomorrow, where we'll just we'll do that. But we need a big mirror. We don't have a mirror in this studio yet.
It's that one, but it's not silver.
That's true. That's true. It'll be a little off color, but yeah, we'll test that tomorrow. The Horizon lock is very good. It reminds me of what GoPro has done previously. It can be a little wobbly, like it's not the perfect solution for everything, but it works. And you can basically take your phone and just do this and it'll stay upright. Mm-hmm. So in certain scenarios, that is really helpful. I was riding the bike recently, and this is something that would be helpful in that situation. The iPhone does have a stabilization mode, but it's a little bit shaky when you kind of get to this point. So the Samsung phone it has a nice camera suite, and I will go on the record saying this year after year, their interface on their camera is so much easier than an iPhone. Like when we're taking a group selfie, I can go like this with my hand, trigger the selfie timer, be several feet away from it. It's on a tripod, and it works. So I think the iPhone's a little dated in their software for that.
I think Apple just dumbed theirs down so much that
Mm-hmm.
You have to.
It's not even dated. It's just like they grouped everything and like hid it away. And they just tucked it all because they're just like, people just want photo, video, and a shutter button. I'm like, no.
I just want to hit 5x zoom without turning that whole wheel thing on and getting 4.8 or whatever.
No, that would be nice.
Like
that would be nice. Yeah.
It used to be much harder too, finding that selfie timer.
Yeah.
You used to have to hit like a little triangle at the top, and then go to the right. And I'm like, why am I scrolling so much for the selfie timer? Now it's a flick of the like the shutter button. You go up, and then some of the sub menus are there. It's a little bit easier, but it's still not as easy as like holding your hand out or using voice commands, which Samsung could do all of that.
Any final thoughts on the S26 Ultra review?
It's a worthy upgrade if you can get good trade-in value. Our affiliate link is a thing. I'm not going to push anybody to require them to use it or anything, but
no, absolutely not. That's so uncharacteristic for us.
What? Why would you do that? But like up to $900 off is a good value. If you're not getting a good trade-in value, I would honestly wait. Let me look, because it changed yesterday. Now it's $720 boosted trade-in, so it used to be $900. But you can still get $150 off without the trade-in value. That's really the good deal.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah, and then 15% off the Buds 4 and the Buds 4 Pro. Kevin, you play with the Buds 4 and the Buds 4 Pro.
Yeah,
you thought they were good, but not as good as
AirPods. It's really the lack of battery life and the subpar noise canceling. Not really, didn't do it for me. Not an editor's choice.
That Kevin wants to go on the record to say he has not given something an editor's choice award.
Okay.
That implies he gives everything an editor's choice. Like, he's a reliable journalist. He doesn't do that.
Just happens I review all the best stuff.
I mean, that's fair. So, all right, let's go to our next story, because we spent a lot of time on Samsung. Let's give equal time, or just some time, to Apple, because they have a MacBook Neo that just launched today. The MacBook Neo is their latest, not greatest, but I would say greatest value. It's a $599 laptop. Goes on sale today. It is not sold out in stores in New York City. I thought it would be in all sorts of colors. It was initially when the pre-orders went up.
Yeah.
And didn't have any inventory. So there's a lot of speculation that we might not see it in stock. No, it's in stock.
I think
it's popping up hot.
Yeah, no, it's extremely popular, like word of mouth wise. I don't know if it's going to translate to sales right away. I think like buying a laptop is a big commitment for a lot of people. It's not quite as easy as just going to pick up a new phone or something like that on your carrier plan. But this is such an interesting laptop. I've heard so many people like talk about it that I would never expect would talk about a MacBook before. Like everybody in the past week that I've interacted with has been like, oh, did you see the pretty new MacBook and the pretty pink and the pretty yellow colors? I'm like, yeah. Oh, should I buy it? Well, what are you going to use it for? I'm literally just going to shop online. Okay, great. Go buy it then. I have $600. Okay, great. Go give it to Apple and go get your pink MacBook. This is the vibe of this laptop. People they just know it's $600 and it's beautiful. And they're like, I want to buy it. And that's enough for them.
It's a great entry point to the Mac OS ecosystem for a lot of people, but is it for everybody? Is it the latest and greatest? No, it's not the 12-inch MacBook that I personally wanted, but it's good.
It's also not as fast as the Air or the Pro, but for a lot of people, I don't know that it's necessarily most people, but maybe like half of like laptop buyers, they could probably get away with this because it has enough performance to do most things.
I've seen a lot of people going to bat for this MacBook Neo. A lot of people, yes, obviously, if you're not a video creator and doing all massively intensive work on it, but people have been putting it through its paces, and even with the 8 gigabytes of RAM, it's been holding up really well to the point where I've been looking, waiting maybe to get a MacBook Air. This is appealing to me now, basically because it's going to do enough for what I need. The price is good. Actually, I say the price is good. It comes with a caveat in Europe. We did a story on the site that it doesn't come with a charger, so that's an extra $100, which really kind of takes the shine off this excellent pricing. But
wait, $100 for the charger?
Yeah, it doesn't come with a charger in Europe or the UK, and it's £99 or euros or something. So it's basically $100 extra. So it's $699 for us.
Wow. It charges at 20 watts. It's a 20-watt charger?
That's what it said. That's when we go to spec it. It's because
don't buy that. Buy Anchor or something else. Yeah.
Holy crap.
They don't want people they assume a bit like phones, which made sense. They assume that everyone has MacBook chargers, but no one who's buying a MacBook Neo already has a charger because you're not going to be downgrading from an Air or a Pro or whatever's compatible with it.
Right.
So yeah, you have to buy a charger separately. It's an absolute racket they're running. But I've just been, the more information that comes out of it, the more impressed by it. And I just think so many people, particularly education market, I think when a lot of people, when this filters out into the more, less tech enthusiastic mainstream audience, a lot of people will see this like when university college is coming around, and I think that's where Apple's going to make bank.
Yeah, they're really attacking the affordable Windows laptops that are out there that has ruled that market, whether it's Snapdragon or Intel. There's now another choice finally, because the cheapest like MacBook Air was like $999.
Yeah.
So this brings the price down a lot.
I've heard some conflicting things about the performance because like Tyler, he did like a crazy amount of apps, and then also editing 4K video on it, whereas MKBHD says, oh, it's not that great for Premiere. So I'm seeing conflicting things about the performance.
See, but like that's the whole thing, is like it's not designed for that at all. Like you're not supposed to be able to like edit 4K videos in Premiere with it. It's cool if it can do it. Like people also tried to do this on a 12-inch MacBook when it came out.
Sure.
Right?
And
like
it buckled.
It buckled. It's not designed for that. It's designed to just be like a portable like word processor. This is what this laptop is. Yeah. It's like, and it can like last all day, and it looks pretty, and it's just like enough for most people.
So Tyler said that he needs harder tests for this MacBook Neo because it's doing fine.
Yeah.
Right. MKBHD says it's not meant for 4K video. Right. That's two contrasting things. I think they're exactly hitting the right point. It can do this stuff. A lot of people said, "Oh, it can't do 4K." It can. Is it the best though? Is it meant to do that? No.
Absolutely not.
So they're actually saying the same thing, even though they're saying contrasting sentences. It's like, no, it can do it.
You could try to edit 8K video on it if you wanted to. It's going to take you a week.
It's time, right?
But it can be done. No, but I really think at the end of the day, this is one of those products that you just feel like it's just going to make everybody else pay attention and just rethink their entire strategy for the low end, right? Like Asus, Lenovo, Dell, HP, Microsoft, everybody's just going to be sort of clamoring to figure out what to do next and see if they can't come up with a viable alternative to this thing. Because like, it's just dangerous. $600 for great performance, Mac OS, like the Apple experience, the Apple ecosystem tie-in. Like this is such a compelling laptop, and like all of these reviews have been obnoxiously positive. So I'm dying to get my hands on one of these things.
Right. I think they're obnoxiously positive because people had a lot of doubts about it, and they're like, actually, it's not so bad. But like, is that appropriate for a lot of people?
I mean, it really is. It really does depend on your use case. I mean, if you're in a MacBook Pro and you're looking at this going, this isn't bad. Well, of course it's not. But if you are someone like, like I say, if I take myself back, God knows when I went to uni and I saw this and I wanted to get an Apple ecosystem, this would, day one buy. And I have actually looked, Max, you are right. I've looked at, now that it's live, I've gone onto the UK site. You can buy a charger for £20, which is about $30, which still is annoying, but that is better than what people were saying before. I don't know if it's certain territories where they sell a more expensive charger, but at least in the UK, it's an extra 20 quid.
It might be somewhere else where they're charging $100 for that. I mean, that is nuts. That's such a crazy high price for 20 watts.
Adam once again buzzing himself. He's fact checking in real time.
You gotta.
This is why he's senior editor of theshortcut.com.
Exactly.
Right. No, we changed his title. He got upgraded to the Great Bambino.
The Great Bambino.
He is childish sometimes, though. So.
Childish. The Bronx Bomber. The Great dude.
Yeah. The Sultan of SWAT.
Sultan of SWAT. Yeah.
Adam, I'm coming to the UK. We're gonna have to watch this movie.
Oh yes. So
you're an hour and a half away.
Is that the baseball one?
It's the baseball one. Yes, the Sandlot. We will watch it. It's insane. If we could circle back to the S26 Ultra, I finally got those photos uploaded as promised. Just to give you a taste, some sample of these photos. We're going to cycle through them pretty quickly if we have those up on the screen. Let's see. I just think these night photos are pretty good in certain situations in certain light.
And that's because of the wider aperture, right?
So the wider aperture, tell me about that. It's not been in this phone previously. They need a few more seconds, but we're fine. I just think this phone has the same cameras according to a lot of people, but the aperture has changed. The post processing is different. I just think it is a better camera, but it still hasn't changed the megapixel size, which people pay attention to all the time.
Yeah.
Hasn't that part has not changed. Yeah. So I just taking the night shots, I can see less grain, but there's also like smoothing of the noise. Mm-hmm. So yeah, let's we're gonna pull up those photos right now, but it is a phone. There we go. So this is a bad photo, and this is why I'm an advocate for doing what I did in the next photo, which is having a mini tripod around at all times, because that you're good rid of the selfie face. Yeah. So this is a pretty good photo. I don't know if it translates as well with the brightness, but it's pretty bright for a dimly lit bar. Going to the next shot in that list, we got some tacos. So like it's always excelled at food photos because it takes into account what the subject is, right? And that's one of the early things. That and pets, it identifies really well. Going to the next shot, we got some more daylight photos. And then we got some landscape shots, a couple shots in, cycling through these pretty quickly. Mm-hmm. Next one is a mixed lighting photo, which I like these photos because I can really tell if it is able to capture with HDR the outside, which it does, and the inside, which is a bit darker and more shadowy. It does a really good job at mixed lighting. Going through the next photo, again, another food photo, pretty good. Gets that depth of field where the background is blurry, and yet the subject is well lit. You got this one. There's if you zoom in, there's a little bit of a Danny DeVito pop up at this, or like just cameo right there.
Oh.
And I don't know why. It's just a landmark apparently.
What?
Down a hill that our friend Chris pointed out.
That's so funny.
It is very random. I want a backstory on that.
That's a Pokemon Go spot for sure.
Yeah, 100%. Again, next photo, mixed lighting in this bar. I love these types of photos. This was after the content capture in the Samsung event. So really good, like neon in this photo, captures it very well. Sometimes better than the iPhone. This is where it excelled a lot. So love that. Next photo. Yeah, we got this thing I carry around that is always getting lost. Snagged it from the bin before it got lost. Let's see. I'm just going through my camera roll here. This is another really dark photo. Captured it really well with candlelight. Now we're beginning to go through like the Barcelona photos. So this is where the S25 and the S24 especially would struggle. Well lit landscape shots, beautiful Barcelona, the architecture. I took this from the hip on a run, so was able to capture. This is the selfie camera. Selfie camera, a little bit better on the iPhone still, but easier to take a selfie photo with a timer on the Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra. We got more architecture, got a good ultra wide shot, so that's really powerful. Next one is Max. You and I went to the Spanish Palace. That's this place. Really good. Tamping down the highlights in the sky, get those clouds. This next one is, you got our buddy Rob from TCL getting a exquisite cocktail.
It was an experience.
I love it's able to capture the mist that is the guy's like spraying on this on this drink, and it's like, it doesn't darken his face or blow it out. It's just perfect. So this photo just captured my attention. Love that. And then going back to New York, we just went to our new favorite dimly lit bar, Trailer Park.
Absolutely.
And it has a little bit of an Elvis statue, very eclectic, very perfect for all scenarios when we test out cameras.
Yep.
We can write those beers off, right?
Oh, 100%.
So yeah, going through those shots, very, very, lots of neon, and like the perfect set of photos. We're going to end with this last photo of me and our buddy Michael Fisher, who dropped by the little Flatiron area. we're gonna have to have him in the studio. I told him we have to clean up and roll out the red carpet for him, but
100%.
He's got to be a guest on the show. But it was funny. I was like, if you don't mind, I'm gonna take a selfie photo with the S26 Ultra here and one with the iPhone to make a comparison. And he goes, well, I got 3 phones here. I got to do the same thing. So he did it on his side right after. But
I love it.
It's a lot of fun.
He's also wearing it looks like an Enterprise jacket from.
It probably is it?
You
know what it is. I just zoomed in on the sleeve on the his left side, on the right side of the screen. Yeah, it is totally Star Trek.
I call it. Yeah.
This is all he wears now.
I believe
His
so.
daily wardrobe.
No, not wardrobe, uniform.
Uniform.
Calls it
Wow.
a uniform.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure he does.
Yeah. So no, fun time to hang out with him. But that was a beautiful photo. It's able to capture HDR so much better with that post processing, to the point where sometimes you see it, and I see this on my iPhone sometimes, you take the shot and it almost morphs because it's processing, quickly, but not quickly enough where you just go back and review the photo and you're like, oh, this looks so much better. So if you're on the fence and a camera lover, just know that it is a good camera. Those are our shots from the past 2 weeks. It's been 2 weeks since we've picked up this phone.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent phone. I'm going to say probably a 4 out of 5. The display and the camera are what sell this. If you don't need those features, if you're not someone who has embargoed information or sneaky text from a non-iMessage standpoint, then maybe you don't need this phone if those aren't things you're into. But if you love the camera, if you have, confidential information on your phone, this is a worthy upgrade. And I hope the iPhone gets this privacy display feature, because Samsung Display would love to sell it to every manufacturer, because it's technically a separate company from Samsung Electronics, but it's an awesome phone. All right. Enough of the Samsung stuff. Thank you for Jason Million says Fisher is a big Star Trek head. Love that recognition. Jason, we see him at events all the time. All right. What is next on the rundown? We have some chip news from Intel. Yep. Intel is making waves with their Ultra 200S Plus processors. Mm-hmm. Kevin, give us the brief rundown on what this means for the average consumer.
There's 2 new hot chips. There's the Intel Core Ultra 5 250K Plus. These are all Plus chips. This is a Arrow Lake refresh. And then there's a $300 Core Ultra 7 270K Plus. These are chips that hopefully redeem Intel. They had a lot of problems with 13th gen, 14th gen, just crash issues, and kind of like a shit out of luck type of response for how to fix it. And then Intel Core 9 Arrow Lake Original, that was a little disappointing for gaming. Yeah, double the multi-threading and 50% faster gaming. We're gonna get these in for a review hopefully soon.
Great, yeah. Test them in some PCs. We are building out our studio. We're gonna have multiple desks. We have a lot of desks coming in. We just signed a contract for that, so big surprises coming soon. This place is gonna be decked out with desks. So we're going to have one for benchmarking, right, Kevin?
Oh, yeah. Yes, we'll have more than one.
Yeah, so that's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to basically build a Best Buy in here with like a lot of little display areas for like, these are the laptops, Intel laptops, Snapdragon laptops, Apple laptops, and then have phones and everything. So lots of space to cover. Going to be a lot of fun building this place out. And yeah, we're going to have to test out these Intel Core Ultra 200S Plus processors in a bunch of rigs. So that's coming soon. All right, Max, take us through the Oppo Find N6. This is not a phone that a lot of people get to touch in the US.
Yeah.
Or, Oppo phones I know they're associated with OnePlus. It's kind of like the parent company.
Yeah. Tell us
about this phone and kind of the first look at what the iPhone could have in the future. That's kind of how it relates to our US audience.
Yeah. So this is like almost more of a plug for what's to come and what I'm working to get my hands on right now. So I'm putting out a million different filters to like try to see if I can get a Find N6 into the studio. Stay tuned for that. The big pitch with this phone is the zero feel crease in the middle of the foldable screen. This is exactly what Apple's rumored to be doing to eliminate the crease in the middle of the screen. We've tested the crease a million times on foldable phones. Z Fold 7 does a pretty good job at hiding it. Pixel 10 Pro Folds done the same. With this one, they're using a brand new 3D liquid printing technique to eliminate the crease by filling in like some of the gaps between the hinge and the display. It's this like super advanced level engineering thing that they've done. There's a rumor that the same suppliers who are giving Oppo these panels and this technology is also supplying Apple with them. So this comes from Digital Chat Station on Weibo. We've heard leaks from them in the past. It turned out to be true. So there could be some merit to this. This might be our first look at what Apple's going to wind up using. Of course, we don't know that for sure just yet, but we do know that Apple's been working for, my gosh, probably well over a year on just like trying to eliminate the crease as much as they possibly can. And like that's supposed to be their big pitch. So this could be our sort of kind of first look at what Apple's got cooking up for September.
Yeah, when I bet a lot of people don't understand is the fact that they think Apple has this feature display and it's just contained to Apple. They make it. No, they go through so many suppliers, and it's actually advantageous for Apple or whatever company is having this part for other people to dip into this market, because then it makes those parts a lot more affordable and a lot cheaper than if it was just exclusive to them. So this happens with display all the time, with refresh rate, when, you know, there's a lot of, you know, companies going from 60 hertz to 120 hertz. It just, this becoming the norm actually makes it a little bit cheaper. You want to be on the forefront of it, but you don't want it almost to be exclusive.
Yeah.
Right. So this coming to another phone that's probably not coming to the US, is going to be helpful for Apple, because the technology is out there. It's proven. The yield rate, you know, gets a lot better for stuff that comes out of the factory. So very cool. If you get your hands on it, that would be a good thing to promote. I don't want to. There's a couple dollars in it for you, but
we got the iPhone Fold here screen here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
all right.
Let's, you know, some of your comment money that may come earlier than 200 years with your interest. Just saying.
I dig. All right, I'll get to work.
I'll buy you a margarita at Trailer Park. So
yeah.
All right. So next story belongs to Adam. Take us through a new, briefly, Yoshi game that's coming out. We talked about the actor behind the Yoshi voice, or lack thereof, in the movie.
What's his name again?
Yeah,
what's his name again, Adam?
Donald Glover.
Oh yeah, what's he go by?
What's his?
Escapes me. Yeah, basically, Donald Glover's he's not gonna be starring in Yoshi in the Mysterious Book. It will be the voice actor who actually plays Yoshi, and it looks like such a beautiful, charming, whimsical game, as you can see here. Nintendo released a new trailer, and they released the release date during Mario Day very quietly, so a lot of people might have missed that. It's coming out on May 21st. It's basically probably the next big Nintendo Switch 2 game from a first-party perspective. I mean, just look at it. It looks so great. Basically, you meet new creatures. They have different abilities depending on what you do with them. Yoshi can eat them, and then you'll get a description of what they taste like, which is kind of cool, I guess. I like that. You can name these creatures, and then you can feed them different fruit to unlock different abilities and basically access new areas, platforming. So it's kind of got like a puzzle element, discovery element, which I think is going to be really nice. So keep an eye on Yoshi and the Mysterious Book, which doesn't star Donald Glover, otherwise known as Childish Gambino.
Oh, I heard the G that time.
Yeah, okay,
not
good.
Bambino, as yesterday might have been the oversight. All right,
Maybe.
I know we're running out of time. Looks like a good game. I once got the Yoshi game for N64 way back in the day, and it was so childish and cute. I told my one buddy, I was like, don't tell the other guys I got this game. It was a little too kiddie. So, but yeah, everybody else was playing GoldenEye at the time, which I was too. All right, let's go to TCL is announcing their first OLED ultra-thin gaming monitor. We love a good TCL TV. Now that they're making gaming monitors, this is a big deal. It's a step into what LG does, what Samsung does. Tell us about this WOLED monitor. It's 31.5 inches. Adam, you want to get your hands on this, don't you?
Absolutely. It's a bit annoying, actually, because I've bought a very similar monitor just recently, and this kind of matches it and ups it in many nice ways. One of the best things it does is it's super thin. At its thinnest point, it's only 6.3 millimeters, 6.4 millimeters, sorry. And that's really nice, because when OLED first kind of broke onto the scene, it was all about thinness. And I mean, I have an OLED monitor here. It uses the same panel, double OLED from LG, can do 4K resolution at 240 Hertz, 1080p at 480 Hertz. It's basically the same spec, but it's quite thick and it's quite chunky on the back. While this isn't, as you can see from the picture there, it's really thin, really nice. And it also has a built-in speaker at the bottom there in the stand, which is by Bang & Olufsen, so it's tuned. So that'll sound really nice. Again, these speakers I've got on this monitor sound really bad. So I'm a little bit envious of this, particularly if it does come in for the rumored price point. In China, the Chinese price, basically what it's advertised at, equates to about $870. So I reckon it'd probably be maybe $999. That would probably work out a bit better. But that's a really good price for a 32-inch OLED monitor. If you still haven't gone to OLED yet, if you're still on LCD, you don't know what you're missing. Once you have perfect blacks and then infinite contrast ratio, basically, there's nothing better. Yes, HDR will always, for now, be brighter on LCDs and mini LEDs. It just can get brighter, but seriously, OLED is where it's at. But yeah, TCL, this is really quite good news for them after they had the partnership with Sony with the Bravia TVs. They're opening up a factory to create more OLED panels. So yeah, to see them come into this space is just going to make it more competitive. And I'm definitely going to try and get hold of one of these if I can.
Great. We have 4 minutes left, but I kind of wanted to, give a shout out to that TCL X11. We gave an award at CES, one of these bad boys. So that happened at CES, and yeah, they are on a roll. You're right. They're knocking out of the park on the TV front, and now entering the world of monitors, OLED monitors, which is really good. I want to flip back to a comment from Atomic Dog. We showed my camera roll, at least a curated section of the photos we could show you. Where the taco's good, that carne asada looked really nice. Yep, I got it.
Not carne asada.
Great show. I'm reading it from a very complex system called a chat room. Yeah, carne asada, totally good. It was a place, I think it's called Matador, right next to Persona Bar. I went there after one of the Samsung events that happened. So highly recommended. I went there with a bunch of tech creators on one of the final days. So recommended if you're ever in San Francisco area. I try to get my fill of tacos when I'm out there. We're gonna be in Vegas soon.
Yeah.
Semi good tacos there.
They're okay.
We more hit In and Out every time just because
I was gonna say
we're there.
Yeah, it's just a huge In and Out destination for us.
Right. So that's coming in the future. Look out for some Instagram photos of Max and I out there soon. All right, last story. GameStop broke records for the most people in a Mario costume yesterday. We're flipping down to that story, our final story, mostly because it has fun photos. We thought we were dressed up really nice with the four of us, really.
Turns out no.
Yeah. So, Adam, take this story away. Since you were the one not in costume, I'm going to let you wrap up the show there.
Yeah, and we all know why I wasn't in costume, but again, we're not going to get into that. Just GameStop, as we all know, great place to buy. One of the few brick and mortar stores left that's still selling games, but they organized a big Mario meetup for Mario Day, which was yesterday in New York City, and they broke the record for the largest gathering of people dressed as Mario. Not all of them are in that picture, I was told. There was apparently 270 participants were counted total, and the gathering took place at GameStop Union Square in New York. Matt, you could have got in there if you left the show. You could have joined and you could have been a record breaker, but you've missed out. Mario there looking really cool, super cool in his little go-kart. But I love fun stories like this. It's great to see everyone dressing up as the iconic plumber to celebrate Mario Day.
Sorry, I was at Trailer Park Bar, not breaking records, breaking hearts with Max, Michael Fisher, and just a load of other people. So that we were busy yesterday. We went on a road trip.
Extremely busy. Yeah.
We had some fun. We can't tell you about the road trip because it's under embargo. We got a lot of stuff coming in the next several weeks, but we're gonna have to leave our show there. It is at 1 hour exactly. We want to let the launch live now guys off the hook. But join us again. We're gonna be back next week. We're traveling tomorrow and the next day and a little bit of next week. So we will let you know when we're back from our little hiatus, but join us again. We're an hour-long show about consumer technology, And we will be on Substack publishing a lot of articles because we're going to do a little catch up on a lot of our reviews over the next several weeks and days. So thanks for joining us, and talk to you soon.
Cool.
Yeah.
See ya.